Go Vikings!
Hello, PG fans. I am joined here today with a really big fan, Dallin Ferris. How you doing, buddy?
I'm fantastic. Never better. It's a beautiful day for basketball.
What are you excited about today?
Dude, just watching this game, you know? Just excited to see the big boy out.
How do you think Matt Van Komen will do in altering shots today? How big of a difference do you think he's going to make against Bingham?
I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking he might sink a few. It could give or take like 10 maybe, like 3 plus or minus. I don't know, man.
What about our point guard, Kainoa? How do you think he's going to do? He's Kavika, sorry, my apologies. How do you think he's going to do as he's still fresh off the bench?
I'll tell you, the flying Hawaiian, man, there's nothing better on the court. When you're looking at that guy, he's just a blur of color. He's just running up and down. You can't even see him. He's just so small, too.
And what are you worried about the most against the Bingham?
Oh, dude, I'm not worried about anything. You should have seen their haircuts, bro. They could have been straight off of the Indian reservation, something like that. Kind of looks like Norm here, except for they're white.
All right, everybody, you heard it. Bingham's going to lose because of their haircuts. Thanks very much for listening and watching.
I don't know.
Getting my 80-year-old is not easy. So this is points. Dude, if I'm daily all over, how do I add a call?
Hey, Matt, you want to zoom out on that camera a little bit?
Hey, whenever you guys are able to start, I'm ready.
We've been going for like 5 minutes. They had a sideline interview.
Is he still doing the interview?
Go ahead. I don't know.
Hello and welcome. You just had your first sideline interview with Isaac Huddleston and Ashton Atkinson. I can say words. But welcome to Valhalla. I am here. I'm going to be doing a solo broadcast, which is going to be really interesting. I don't know what's going to happen, but we're going to do some good play-by-play, hopefully, for you guys. And, yeah, do what we need to do. But welcome. We're here in Valhalla playing with Pleasant Grove playing Bingham. The Bingham Miners are in the same region 4 of 6A with the Vikings, but Bingham is 0-2 in region play so far, and the Vikings are 2-0 off a major win against the Lone Peak Knights, which hasn't happened since 2015. So we are here All right, so here we go. We have Matt Van Komen here ready for the tip. And Cale Mickelson to his right, Casey to his left, Wika to his behind, and Tyler Fairbanks to right in front of him. And then for the Bingham Miners, we have E. Langston, Tuller, Toscano, Jones, and I believe that's it. Harward, sorry. Bingham now passing the ball around. Gives it to Jones. Jones drives inside and a block by Matt. Will go Viking way. Kale now into Kavika. Kavika dribbling the ball down, getting a play set. Dribbles to his left. Casey comes around the wing. Kavika having a hard time with the Bingham defense. Throws. And that ball intercepted by number 12, Toscano. And just laid in straight off the breakaway. Kavika turning around, getting set, gives it to Casey. Casey looking back to Kavika. Vikings looking to swing it around now. Brown, drive inside. Lay in, good. That's a good floater there for Casey Brown. One of his great moves for the Pleasant Grove Vikings. Miners passing the ball around now. Gives inside. Matt Van Komen is there, and Casey with the reach, but it looks like he has stepped out of bounds. Toscano inside. Hard pass there, stolen by Kavika. Breakaway, left side, no good. No good on the lay-in there for Kavika. Jones gets the rebound. Breakaway. Kavika trying to steal that with his injured hand. Casey, good defense, boxing out number 10, Langston. And it will go out and be Miner ball. Ball in now, Matt with the block. Matt somehow not able to block that guy. That was Harward on the inside. He's 6'4", a foot shorter than Matt, and Kavika with a great floater off the turnaround. Vikings tied right now with the Bingham Miners 4-4 with about 5:52 left in the first quarter. Langston back to Toscano. Toscano stolen by Kavika. Aquina dribbling the ball down, wants to wait for his teammates. Good little handle there. Gives it to Casey on the left wing. 3, no good. And Harward gets the rebound, gives it to Jones straight away on the outlet. Toscano, top of the Viking head. Vikings in a 2-3. Student section all in it. Langston trying to find a way around. Good trap there for the Vikings. 3 into Toscano. Toscano misses. Sorry, that is Harward as Van Komen gets the block. Van Komen is has the second highest blocks in a high school career, only second to Sean Bradley, who played 2A, and he misses on that turnaround. Tueller drives the ball down. Gives inside, back out. That's Harward. Harward misses. Van Komen with the rebound. Weeka chanking up the right side. Crossover. Banks. 3. No good on the corner 3. Van Komen with the rebound in the lay-in, but no good. Harward gets the ball down, and we're going to take a hard foul there. That's Fairbanks taking that blocking foul, looking for the charge. That's one thing this Viking team likes to do a lot, is they like to take the charge. They would rather take the charge than let the guy go. And it's worked a lot in big games, especially against Lone Peak most recently. This is, of course, Bingham, so it's going to be different, but they will still take the charge as much as they can. Toscano inside to Jones. Jones outside. That's Langston for 3. No good. Rebound by Church. Church gives it to Aquina. Aquina down. Gives it to Banks on the right wing. Inside the Church. Back out to Banks. Banks for 3. No good. Air ball. As Harward gets the rebound. And Aquina looking to cut that guy off. But Jones will get the lay-in on Derek Church. And Bingham takes a 6-4 lead. Aquina, ball on the left side. High ball screen from Church. Aquina, 3, no good. Church down, and Let's see if they call a foul rather than out of bounds, and they're not. They're going to call the out of bounds rather than the blocking or the reach-in foul is what it looked like to me, but obviously from a ref's point of view, that is completely different as Max Miller checks into the game for Kavika Akina. Your starting five right now are Max Miller, Tyler Fairbanks, Cam Nicholson, Derek Church, and Casey Brown. On the floor for the Miners is number 24, Youngblood. Youngblood comes in for Harward. Block by Casey Brown, and it'll be out, Bingham ball. Vikings working all week on this inbound defense as they had a really hard time with it against Lone Peak. Youngblood looking for the ball in the corner. Gives it to number 3, Jones inside, but Jones is picked off by Mickelson. Bingham taking the ball as it goes out of bounds off of Max Miller. Langston gives it to number 12, Toscano. Back to Langston. Langston to Youngblood, back to Toscano. Youngblood inside. Gives it out. In and out here for the Miners. Kale trying to get that, and no good. But Youngblood gets inside, gets the foul off of Casey, and one. It'd be 8-4 Viking ball. There would be a foul on the play. So Youngblood will shoot his first free throws. Youngblood getting that one, 9-4, Bingham up. This is a really rare sight. The Vikings are down, but the student section is trying to get them back up. Nichols giving it to Miller. Those guys are best friends. Matt taking the ball at half court, which is so rare. Nichols inside. Nichols trying to find Van Komen. Van Komen inside, lay-in, no good. Church off the inbound. So good one there for Derek Church off the rebound. Jones over to Tuller. Tuller over to Toscano. Back to Tuller. Tuller looking to the right side, but Fairbanks is there. Vikings back in the 2-3. Banks trying to get to that right wing. Stolen by Nichols. Nichols to Banks. Banks about 5 feet out of the wing. Gives it to Church. Church inside to Van Komen. Van Komen with the slam. 8-9, Viking down 1. Tuller to Youngblood. Tuller over to Toscano. Toscano into Jones. Back to Tuller. And a good lay-in there from Jones inside over Van Komen. Max Miller on the right wing. Youngblood taking him up. Nichols looking to get open, but Banks does on the left wing, and that one is good for 3 and ties the game at 11 with 1:23 left in the first quarter. Toscano taking the ball down now. Passes the timeline. Vikings in a 2-3. Van Komen, Nichols, Youngblood 3. Good defense by the Vikings as Nichols gets that rebound off of Van Komen's tip. Max looking for a man. That one will be Banks. Banks driving. Gives it to Matt. And stolen by Jones. Vikings with a lot of turnovers so far in this first quarter. Van Komen looking to get that block, but no good. Will get the rebound. Gives it to Miller on the outlet. 39 seconds down. Tied at 11. High ball screen from Church. Nichols all wide open in the corner. 3, no good. Van Komen looking to get that rebound, but that one will be rebounded by number 1, Rhodes. Jones gives to Toscano. 16 seconds left in the first quarter. 11-11. Vikings clapping. Student section clapping. Youngblood all alone in the corner. That is Church's man, but luckily no good. 2 seconds. 1 second. Shot good. Will it count? It did count. 14-11. Youngblood off of the buzzer beater in the first quarter. And it was an interesting first quarter. Vikings down 5, then down 1, down 2, and then back to down, back to up, tying it. It's really interesting to see how they're playing right now. They've worked really, really hard on their defense in their practices so far, especially yesterday, as I was able to go and watch them practice. But I'm hoping they turn it back on. Normally, their first quarter doesn't go so good. Their first half doesn't go so good. They played really, really well, and they played 4 quarters against Lone Peak, and that's why they won by 5. But right now, it doesn't look like they want this win. It looks like a trap game for them. Bingham is a good team, and as Coach Max says, every team in this 6A region is dangerous. It's a playoff game every single night. Every Tuesday, Friday, it's a playoff game. So they have to be ready for anything. And this Bingham team has showed out, and they've showed why they're supposed to be here in this Region 4. 14-11, starting the second quarter, as teams will check out. Coach Tucker now talking to Miller, trying to make sure that their shooting's good, making sure that their defense is in lock. They want to clamp up everyone. As Akina comes back in, Casey out, Kale out, Banks out. Church gives it to Akina past the timeline. Top of the Viking head for Akina. Youngblood trying to reach. High ball screen from Van Komen. Church at the top of the key, gives it to Akina. Akina drives inside on the left. Turnaround, in. 13-14, Bingham up 1, 7:33 left in the first half. Van Komen bought on that right side, gave way to the left, and easy score there for the Miners, 16-13. Akina, Youngblood takes him up. Akina to the left, gives it to Nichols. Nichols to Miller. Miller stolen. Tuller drives down on the breakaway. Gives it to Langston. Back to Tuller in the corner. 3, good. 19-13 is the score with about 7 minutes left in the half. Akina taking the ball down now. He's their straightaway floor general point guard, and he's done a great job all season when he's been in. Akina, high ball screen, goes to the left. Dribbles around the left wing. Gives it to Matt. Matt inside. Foot difference. No good. And Jones getting that rebound, taking the ball down. Gives it to Harward. Harward blocked. No goaltending foul. No timeout by the Vikings. 19-13, Vikings down 6. Oh, man. This game, man, it's I don't even know what to say. It's so difficult to see how they're playing. I haven't seen them play like this since I don't know. The Timpanogos game was really, really close at halftime. The Davis game, probably. Davis had a lot of great shooters that game, and the Vikings almost lost. They had a 1-point win on that game. But here we are, 19-13. Vikings down 6. About 6:23 left in the half. In for the Miners, Youngblood, Jones, Langston, Tuller, and Harward. In for the Vikings is Akina, Mickelson, Miller, Van Komen, and Brown. Miller taking over for Akina as he broke his left hand in the second game of the Chicago tournament, gaining a lot of good confidence as a starter and moved back down to a backup position as Casey Brown shoots a 3 from the corner, no good. Kale trying to get the rebound, and it will go out on the Vikings, will be Miner ball. And another ref has inconvened, and it will stay Viking ball as they will switch on that. Jones arguing with the ref, trying to get the call back. Jones will be clocked out now. Miller taking it at the top Left wing corner. Casey, no good on the 3. Van Komen trying to get a rebound, just tipping it around, trying to get it to Kale, and it will stay in bounds. And a lob from Akina to Van Komen, and just another savage alley-oop from Van Komen. Vikings 2-3 defense. What they want to do is trap in the corner, but he gets up to the left block. Sorry, the right block, and misses, but will get the foul off of Miller. Be on the ground. No, it won't. Youngblood shooting his second from the line. The student section doesn't want him to make those, but he makes his first, giving the Miners a 5-point lead. And he misses that one. Van Komen with the rebound. Akina taking the ball down now on the right side. Will set up a play. Gives Casey to the right wing. Back up to Akina. Casey, top the key. High ball screen from Van Komen. Inside drive. Tipped, but we'll get it back to Banks as the Vikings reset. Akina drive inside, back out to Banks, 5 feet behind the line, good. 20-18, 5:10 left. A couple weeks ago, I was able to follow the team to San Francisco and watch them take on James Logan, a good California school at St. Mary's College. And before the game went on, Banks said, "I'm feeling it tonight." He said, "I'm feeling it, man." And he's like, "Just watch." And he had 25 points that game. So I think he's feeling it. Youngblood drives inside. And Van Komen not able to get to the block on that one. Mickelson gives it to Wika. 22-18, 4:48 left. Brown on the left wing, inside to Van Komen. Van Komen up. They're going to call no foul. It'll be over the back on Van Komen. Youngblood taking the ball down real fast, gives it to Harwood. Harwood inside, and we're going to take people calling a travel, some wanting the charge. I thought Kale was set in that thing, but I'm not for certain. But they're gonna call a blocking foul on Mickelson. It looked to me like he was set, but it will be blocking, and the Miners will get an inbound play. Harwood, no good. Van Komen over to Akina. Akina drive down to Mickelson, and we're gonna say that Mickelson touch it, and they will give it back to the back to the Miners. 22-18, a bad turnover there for the Vikings. I don't know what's up. What they want to do is have more assists than turnovers in a game, and so far that hasn't been working out for them real well. Youngblood goes to the right side, pulls up around the free throw line, and bounces in. 24-18. Miner lead with 4:12 left. This is not the game that they wanted. Van Komen turn around, and they're gonna get that steal. Youngblood drives down, and Akina not happy, and they're gonna take a jump ball on that. I'm not really sure about that call. To me, it looked like shooting, but I guess not. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. That one looked like a shooting foul to me, but Akina will take the jump ball, and it will be Miner ball. Timeout. Coach McAllister. 4:01 left. 8-point lead for the Miners. And this Viking team does not look the same as they did on Friday night last week. They look tired, lackadaisical. They're just not playing the game that they need to. They're turning the ball over way too much, and they're not getting that open pass. They're not getting that extra pass that they want, and it's really, really hurting them, and you can see it. I don't know if they've been down 8 points so far in a region game, but this is quite surprising. And this Viking band is trying to get the crowd hyped, but I guess not. Bingham inbound. Youngblood over to Toscano. 3 in the corner, no good. Taken out by number 10, gives it to Youngblood. Youngblood to Toscano. Toscano, shoot, no good. And Brown taking the ball down now. Gives it to Banks on the fast break. Turnaround, gives it to Mickelson. Mickelson inside, and they're gonna call a foul, I believe. I think that's a foul on Langston. Langston will come out now for Jones. Keena inbound now. Gives it to Matt. Matt in the left corner. Some students want him to shoot it. I don't think that's such a great idea. That's a good shooter. He's not a great one. Casey gives it to Banks. Banks inside. Lays it up for Van Komen, but no good. And they're going to call a foul on the ground. I believe that is on Harward that time. Yeah, they'll call that again on Harward. Akina on the inbound again. Mickelson cuts under, gives it to Casey. Casey inside. Turnaround, rebound, and he's trying to get that foul. Just gets it outside, and this Viking team is not happy with what's happening right now. Jones giving it to Toscano. 24-18 is still your score with about 3:20 left in the half. Akina picking up Toscano at the top of the head. Pass down to Jones. Jones over to Harward. Harward for 3 from the center. No good. Jones on the rebound. Casey trying to block that shot, will not get it, but Mickelson will take the ball down. 26-18 Miners. Akina, high ball screen from Van Komen. Akina inside. Good. 20-26, gets it down to 6 points again. Jones gives it to Youngblood. Youngblood on the right wing. Gives it over. Jones. Toscano. Van Komen follows him inside. And they're going to call 3 in the key. I believe that's on Harward. Mickelson on the inbound. 26-20 Miner lead as Akina drives down. Banks over. Brown. High ball screen from Van Komen. Gives it to Akina in the left corner. Akina layup, and it looks like that one was just going to go in, but did not. 20-26. 2 minutes, 9 seconds as Banks gets the reach, gets that steal, and Akina will take the jump ball. Will go Viking way. Akina looking to Coach Mack for the play. This is going to be a rough halftime talk unless they tie this game up within the next 2 minutes. Casey on the left wing. Gives it to Akina. Akina, cut from Brown. Good. Good backdoor there from Casey, 26-22. Jones. Inside. Gives it out to Toscano. Over. Corner 3, no good. As Van Komen gets the rebound and gives it to Fairbanks. Fairbanks over to Akina. Akina to Mickelson. Mickelson on the left corner. Trying to get over, and they're going to swing it around with 1:13 left. Akina drive inside. No, we'll take it back out. Gives it to Banks. Banks to Brown. Brown with a move. Gives it to Banks. Banks to the top of the Viking head, trying to look up for a play. And that Miner players on the bench are really happy about this defense so far as Banks gets that 26-24. Vikings down 2 with about halftime. Got 49 seconds left. Jones, Toscano, handoff. Trying to drive inside, but good defense by Aquina. And those bench players for the Vikings are really happy. Toscano turn around. Brown trying to steal. Kale trying to foul, but it looks like it will just straight go out of bounds and will be Viking ball. Kale to Aquina. Aquina calling the play. Aquina to Van Coleman. Van Coleman back out to Aquina. Banks is really open. 3. No good. Van Coleman on the rebound. Looks like it'll be over the back on Matt. Van Coleman has not been able to get an offensive rebound basically the whole game, and Church will come in for him within the next 12 seconds. Jones. Full court press from the Vikings. Jones taking the ball down now. Mickelson following him. Keeping up, double team. Out of bounds on the Miners. The Vikings will get the ball back with 5.6 left, down 2. Banks, 3, 1 second, no good. And Mickelson trying, but the time has already run out, 26-24. Vikings down 2, and they're not happy. Banks is not happy, hitting Hunter Powell's hand and just screaming, dang it. And this Viking team is gonna have a really, really rough talk. Coach LA will probably scare the piss out of him, and it'll be okay, because the Vikings will come back in the third quarter like they always do. 26-24, we will hit halftime. We will do a halftime show with about 2 minutes left in the half. Till then, I believe we'll have some interviews, and we'll be back.
So, right here, during halftime, we have a bunch of boys doing cheers for cheerleading. And believe it or not, we have our one and only Ashton Atkinson out on the floor. If you look closely, you'll see him over on the left carrying a young boy in tights. And there he is going, shimmying almost. He's now running forward. Oh, he did a cartwheel. My goodness. He's leading the cartwheels. Looks really good in his crop top cheerleading skirt. Now he's rubbing his body and shaking it. And he just did the Spanish Archer towards a lift. He's doing a couple more cheer things. And now he's moving his hips with his arms straight out, making a T with his arms. He's now holding up the young man in tights again. And looks like they're done. Yeah. Well done, Ashton. Thank you. After watching Ashton be a cheerleader, I've decided that men should leave the cheerleading to women. But regardless, it was very entertaining. So thank you all for watching and enjoying that with us. Pleasant Grove is down by 2. Not a very high shooting percentage quarter. Definitely not the highest I've ever seen. So, as we near the 5 minutes left in this half, my takeaways from the game here: Bingham at Pleasant Grove. Pleasant Grove just can't land right now. They're not playing their best offense. When they do get those passes in, there's a few backdoor cuts from Casey that I saw that all ended up in easy layups. So I imagine they'll keep doing that. Another negative that I takeaway I've seen in this first half is Matt Van Komen not challenging shots the way he has so far this year. He is the Bingham has actually done a very good job of negating his presence down low. Their center is maybe only 6'3", who Matt has about a foot and a half, not even, maybe a foot and a couple inches on. And Matt definitely has the interior presence, but they just kind of they play a really, really small ball. They have 5 small guys that are running the outside, and their big man can shoot. So it makes Matt have to come out and play that defense on him, and kind of negating his inside shot blocking. They're being really showing up with shot selection, and they're falling, which is, I mean, the best thing you can ask for as a coach. So coming out of half, some changes that I would expect to see is maybe a little shot selection change from Pleasant Grove. They hopefully will pass it around a little bit more, get them more wide open, better looking shot, as they're really not falling super well. They got a couple open threes to hit. Banks, I believe, is 2 of 6 from the 3, and Casey is, I believe, Casey is 2 of 6 from the field, so he's only shooting 33% right now, and he is only at a very low 4 points from the field. And Bingham's players, we don't have stats, but they're putting up a lot of points, putting up really, really good high percentage shots, ones that you really can't deny are going to fall. And once again, like I said, they're really negating Matt's interior presence and showing that Bingham is still a state contender here. So thanks for listening. KPGR 88.1 and PGSN.
All right, welcome back. We are here set for the third quarter with about 32 seconds left in the first, in the halftime. Vikings down 2. And for whatever reason, the Vikings have not been playing their game. It looks like they've been trying for a lot of ISO ball, and it hasn't just worked out at all. And it's been really, really difficult for them to get going. So many turnovers in the first half. I don't know the exact turnovers, but it's been a lot. 26-24, Vikings down, like I said. And the Vikings will put their starters back in. Kavika Akina, Tyler Fairbanks, Casey Brown, Kale Mickelson, and Matt Van Komen getting ready to start the second half. Bingham will get the ball, I believe. No, it will be Viking ball. And Mickelson ready for the inbound. Akina taking the ball down now. Looking to his left. High ball screen from Matt. Gives it to Casey on the turnaround. Casey backdoor, good. Just a really good move there from Casey Brown, like he has been all night. The speaker doesn't work.
Yeah, I'm not hearing anything.
3 from Harward. I don't know if you really want your center playing as a point guard would, staying on that outside, but right there, number 2, Tuller will get the foul.
This is the first time I've ever actually seen anybody playing this kind of offense against Pleasant Grove with a really, really little man against Matt.
Yeah, I don't know how that's been happening. It looks like Harward has gotten most of the rebounds tonight, and that never happens.
It's true.
Akina getting the player set. Banks yelling at Matt, trying to get him set, trying to get him where he needs to go. Matt ducks inside. No good. And he'll dunk that one and miss and fall. We'll see if that's going to be called on Langston for that foul.
Matt kind of tripped and fell on the guy after he got the rebound and wasn't able to put the dunk in, and the guy got called in a travel after tripping on the guy on the ground.
These referees have been really interesting with their calls tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Undoubtedly.
Vikings up, tied 26-26. Tuller taking the ball down. Gives it inside. Toscano loses it as he goes up, but will get the rebound. Tuller drive inside. Blocked by Casey Brown. Casey on the fast break. Gives it to Akina. Akina on the left wing. Drive inside. Foul, but no good. Will be his first shots from the line tonight. What'd you see on that fast break that you really liked?
I liked Casey's defensive presence there. He had 2 blocks, it looked like. Maybe one of those would be logged in as a steal, but he was all over on defense, and as he took it down, he just kind of saw the open man and dumped it off.
Yeah, I completely agree. Akina taking his first. Good. Vikings taking their first lead since about halfway through the second quarter.
One thing I would like to see more of is Matt getting fed down low. Their big man is about 6'2", maybe.
He's 6'4".
6'4", yeah.
He's listed as 6'4".
And Matt is 7'4".
Yeah.
So Matt should be able to just dominate him.
Yeah.
So
and the thing about Harward, number 5, their center, he's as tall as Derek Church is. So it shouldn't be so hard. Matt blocks Church about every day in practice. So
I'm sure.
Toscano taking the ball out now for the Bingham Miners. Up 28-26. Gives it to Tuller. Tuller, turnaround. Banks looking for the man rather than the ball, and that's a good decision there for defense. Tuller dribbles around the top of the head. They are able to take the ball out as long as they want. There is no shot clock in Utah high school basketball.
Pleasant Grove playing a 2-3 zone. Maybe to utilize Matt down low a little bit more as he gets beat there.
Jones, just a great pass there, straight down to Harward, and just an easy layup. But Banks is left all alone in the corner, and he is not making that one. But Van Komen will get that dunk on the putback. Harward downside. Van Komen for a block, but no. It'll be a foul. I wonder who that's called on.
That dunk looked a little bit kind of like a frustration dunk, like he was kind of just
He's
sick
like,
of being beat down low.
I want this ball to go straight down, and I don't care who's there, you know, kind of thing.
Threw it down pretty hard on him, got those 2 points.
Yeah,
There's
for
no
sure.
doubt about that when he went up with it.
Harward taking his first from the line. One, good. 30-29, Vikings up by 1. Matt gets taken out, Derek Church will be in. Harward taking his second. That one is good. 30-30 tie game. Akina takes ball. Has to get it past half court.
Kavika with that cast on his left hand after his left hand fracture.
That was back in Chicago during the Tournament of Champions. I believe he broke it during the second game, about halfway through the second game, and it just went from there. Casey trying to mix him up. Church will get the dump off, but it'll be a foul.
It's gonna be on Casey.
Wow.
I saw a little bit of it. Casey kind of stole it, and then the guy kind of tried to grab him, and Casey kind of slapped him back. And whenever Casey slapped him, that's what the ref called for.
And Mickelson and Brown, a little bit of infighting there towards half court. Tuller taking the ball. They're going to call carry on Tuller.
Carry,
It's
not a call you see too often in any basketball. Even if it's junior jazz, you don't see a carry
That's
call
true.
that often.
Normally they'll just call it a travel or a double dribble. But that carry call, you know, you got to watch out for that. Akina taking the ball past half court. Gives the ball to Casey. 30-34-55. Akina back to Brown. Brown looking for Church. Church. Casey, weird fadeaway, trying to get that foul, but they will call Kale on a reach-in.
Some of these calls I'm really getting confused about.
It seems like they're literally calling every foul. They're not letting them play at all. We're only about 2.5 minutes into the second half, and they've called 4 fouls on each team.
That's it. 8 fouls.
Or sorry. No, 5 fouls. Sorry. 5 fouls total. 3-2. Student section going with the boing boing woo cheer. Church trying to reach inside. Youngblood takes the ball in. Church looking for a reach. Inside to Tuller, and that will give Bingham their second lead of the second half.
There it is again, that ball movement by Bingham. Just working it inside for easy, quick layups.
And Akina looking for Casey. Ready to set it up. Akina on the right side. Akina down. Good backdoor from Mickelson, and that will be in. Tie game with about 3:45 left in the third quarter.
A lot of the points I've
Youngblood.
seen so far from Pleasant Grove have been backdoor cuts. And
True.
then just layups. Maybe we'll see some more if it's working.
True. What I'm seeing from the Miners is that Youngblood is really, really athletic. He's really fast. He's really quick. He has a really, really good shot. That's what I've seen so far. Jones as well, and Tuller. And they're not going to call a backcourt on that.
Kale did get a hand on it. Maybe resetting
That
that.
is true. I believe they will. 3:16, 30 seconds down from when they got the ball. Tuller on the right wing. Drive inside the Church. Miners looking for an open shot, but they're not getting it, and they will reset.
Here's that scrappy defense Pleasant Grove's known for.
42 seconds down. Kale getting him at the top of the key. Straight off to Casey Brown. Casey Brown down. 1, 2, foul. They're going to call block on that rather than a shooting foul.
That's a good call. He did not. There were 2 guys down there to meet him, and neither of them had their feet set, and they just kind of smothered
Actually,
Casey.
it looks like it will be a shooting call. It looked blocking or a jump ball to me, but they're going to keep it with the Vikings and give it to Casey Brown on the wing or on the free throw line.
Casey not having his best free throw percentage year, but
No.
still high enough to be counted on at the line.
And he misses that one. Guess we should not jinx him as we knock on plastic. Brown taking his second from the free throw line. As Akina comes in for Miller. And Tim comes in. Miller will come in for Brown. Tim comes in for Mickelson. Jones giving it to Youngblood on the inbound. 33-32, Viking up 1. It's been a rough game, man. It's been a rough game for the Vikings. Too many turnovers in that first half. Youngblood gives it to Langston, gives it to Tueller. Tueller for 3 on the left wing, no good, but Langston will get the rebound and will be reaches on both players, Akina and Fairbanks, but they will call that on Fairbanks.
There it is again. Aggressive calling from the refs.
2:35 left in the third quarter. And it looks like he stepped out and will be backcourt violation, Viking ball.
He lobbed the ball a little too far there, and as he was trying to chase it down, he caught the ball.
He actually did a really good job of staying inside that half court.
Yeah, it was either going to be a half-court violation or travel there, so good defense by Pleasant Grove.
Akina taking the ball down. He's met by Youngblood. Bingham also running a 2-3 as Banks look in the corner. Gives it to Akina back at the top of the key. They're going to reset. Tim gets in the middle. Akina not finding the play that he wants. We'll set up another one. Akina to Miller. Miller top of the key. Banks running across. Gives it to Akina. Akina drive inside. Gives it back out to Miller. Miller on the left wing. Looks for a man. Church is trying to get his way. Will not get it. Miller trying to duck inside, outside. Gives up the shot, but it's not a good shot. 33-32 is still your score with about 146. Not a very high scoring second half so far.
Both teams playing scrappy D, and neither team taking good shots.
135 as the bench players are really happy for PG right now. And the Vikings are trying to get hyped for this defensive possession. Tueller gives it to Langston. Langston, 3 in the corner. That one's good. 35-33. Miners up by 2 with about 1:18 left in the third quarter.
This is a Bingham team that actually, well, not this team exactly, but I believe they beat Pleasant Grove in the
semifinals. Yeah, 2 years ago.
So Bingham never a team to sleep on.
They actually won the state championship that year as well. And Bingham always good athletically, always good. As Banks takes that 3, will get that one and makes it 36-35. And he says, what you can do, I can do better. There, Banks on that right wing.
Banks, money from 3, especially when it counts.
He's a clutch three shooter. Just a really, really good player. Youngblood gives in. Gives to Jones. Jones to Tueller. Tueller on the right corner. Drive inside. We'll try to get it out to Langston. Langston in the corner. 3, no good. Trying to get it to the hot hand. And Tueller will get that one. 37-36. Miner up. 23 seconds left in the third quarter, sorry.
20 seconds left. Can't give away offensive rebounds like that. Can't give them away any time, but especially not then.
Akina. This is going to be a hard-fought win. Whatever happens, this is going to be a hard-fought game for either team. Akina trying to get that one, but he will not. 37-36, and the Vikings, the Vikings call timeout.
Imagine Coach Mack is out there right now drawing up a play, finding out a way to get maybe Banks a 3. Or
yeah, Banks or Brown, one of the two.
You think they might sub Matt in real quick? Last 6 seconds, work him inbound.
Yeah, get an inbound play. It's really interesting because Matt hasn't been playing so well this game, getting his shots up. So it's been really hard for him to be effective on the offensive game.
He's definitely somebody you want to see heat up and heat up quick. For this game to turn around in Pleasant Grove's favor. When Matt Van Komen has good games against good teams, that's whenever Pleasant Grove dominates or wins those close, good games. But whenever Matt plays well, Matt right now not having his best game, being shut down right now by a 6'4". I don't know his name, but it's really impressive.
I believe it's Nate or Nick Harwood. As Matt will hit that ball out. Sorry, I believe it's Brandon Harwood.
Oh, okay. Well, they got a lob up to Kale, and Kale missed a pretty hard layup, and ball's gonna be Bingham's coming in from the baseline.
And Matt did try to get that ball, but he was not effective in getting it.
To be hold on Kavika. Saying he got pushed off of.
Bryson Harwood, sorry, I will be, pardon me on that one, but that will be 37-36. Vikings down 1 heading into the fourth quarter.
Have they led at all this game?
Yes.
Very beginning?
They have led. They led about halfway through the third quarter, about 2 or 3 times.
Oh, yeah.
But it was really hard fought, and it was probably 1 or 2 points. But Bingham had an 8-point lead against the Vikings about halfway through the second quarter. And I don't think I've seen that for like this whole season, probably.
This is, I mean, they've played against teams like Sierra Canyon with Scottie Pippen and Kenyon Martin Jr., some of the most like athletic and physically gifted teams ever. And they played with them high scoring. They were making threes. They were hitting up shots. They were making good passes. But right now, I'm really not seeing any of that. They haven't been able to get too many shots to fall. The ball movement has not been working the best.
No.
And Matt defensively almost has 0 presence right now.
It's true. It's true. Bryson Harwood has been working him way well inside, just getting around him real quick. And Matt, you know, he's not a very, I mean, he's big and he's strong, and he can get a good block and a good rebound, but he's not very athletic in what he's doing. He's really physical, but he's not athletic in what he's doing, so it makes it really, really difficult.
Right now, he's just outsmarting the game.
Yeah.
He's just playing it really, really well.
He really is.
Bingham's big man coach has got to be really happy about their performance today.
Oh yeah, for sure. The Vikings need to get a lead. They need to keep their foot on the gas. It looks like they came out and they're like, oh, this is just a team we're gonna beat. But Bingham is no cupcake. There's no cupcake teams in this Region 4.
Definitely
no
not
cupcake
Bingham
teams.
too.
And they have to play at AF on Friday. And if this Viking team shows up like this, I don't know if it's gonna be such a great game.
That AF game will probably be hopefully be a shadow of what the state final is gonna be.
Youngblood taking the ball down. Straight into Matt, and Nakina gets trapped. Langston over to Youngblood. Youngblood. And they're going to call a travel. That is Langston.
Right there for the people listening on the radio, what happened was there was kind of a high screen. Matt didn't follow it, so there were 2 Bingham players up top with the pig, with Matt Van Komen just kind of sitting down low, and whenever they went to drive in, Matt was there waiting for it. So that's one of the few times I've seen Matt really been a presence so far this game.
Casey trying to get that foul, but will get the layup. 38-37, taking a 1-point lead. Their first lead of the quarter. 7:22 left in the game. Youngblood. And it looks like Bingham is trying to trap from both sides, get that screen. Langston in, gives it to Harwood. Bryson Harwood gives it to number 4, Cragen. Cragen over to Langston,
Playing a 3-2 right now? I want to say maybe even a man.
Maybe 2-1-2, maybe man. I think it's closer to a man than it is any other zone defense. But Casey gets him straight in on that help. Yeah, looks like they are going man right now. Harwood looking for the back down pass, and no good. Van Komen trying to get the rebound, and they're going to call that over the back on the Miners. 38-37.
Great court vision hand pass by Harwood.
Yeah.
I think that's his name, but
oh man,
the shot just wasn't there.
that back court pass, man, it's just been working for him all the game.
He just kind of dumped it behind his back.
Yeah,
backing down
for
Matt.
sure, for sure.
The way to do it.
Nicholson getting it into Akina now. Youngblood will meet him about 3/4 of the court. Akina looking for that one.
Vika getting away with a little push off there.
Yeah. It's the Jordan move, man.
Yeah.
It's the Jordan move. Brown on the right wing. Gives it up to Matt. Matt, turn around, and he will get that one, 40-37. I believe that's one of his first shots of the night.
That is big. Where the lid opens for Matt Van Komen, that is big for Pleasant Grove.
And what better time than 6 minutes left in the game?
As Bingham right there steps on the baseline, giving Pleasant Grove the ball with a little bit of momentum.
And the Miners are shooting themselves in the foot right now with about 6 minutes left. That is not a good time to do it. Vikings most effective in the third quarter. Both teams held under 10 points in that quarter.
Not the most high-scoring game of all season.
No. Matt inside. Turn around. No good off the top iron. Kale trying to get that rebound. He will fight for it on the ground, and Harwood will stay Viking ball.
Good hustle from Kale. He jumped up and down probably 3 times before he was on the ground diving for that ball. That right there is classic Kale Mickelson basketball.
It's true. It's true. He's a hard, you know, he gets in there. He likes getting that ball. He's a ball hawk, man. You know, in football they have those DBs that they call ball hawks. He's one of those, but for basketball, if that works.
He played me in safety, especially with the size.
Brown gives it to Banks. Back to Brown. Banks in the left corner looks for that one. No good off the back iron. And Langston will get the rebound, gives it to Youngblood.
Deep 3, not landed for Banks. There's Matt. Really messing up a shot there, but then Bingham kind of got away with a little bit of a travel and kick out. And then the hot hand. Straight in that corner 3.
And that minor team will get back to the tie game 40-40 with 5:30 left in the game. And we will have some guys in the cheerleading squad tonight, which is really, really interesting, but they'll do the Viking train.
So one thing that's really stuck out to me so far in this game is the fact that Pleasant Grove, who played last week, not a super high-scoring game, it seemed, against Lone Peak, where they scored 69, which to me didn't seem like the most high-scoring thing I've seen all season. And right now they only have 40 points with 5 minutes and 30 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
I believe it was a 40-point game by the time they hit halftime. I think it got more. I think it got closer towards the second half, at least defensively. But yeah, 40 points and a half. That's in 3 quarters.
Yeah, that's really low.
It's really, really low.
Especially for a high-octane offense like Pleasant Grove, who goes
yeah,
to the floor, works in good shots, and having Matt Van Komen just down low to just be fed.
And honestly, all they've been trying to do is get it inside to Matt, but Harwood has just been working Matt inside, just getting that ball, getting those rebounds, and getting the blocks that he needs for this Bingham team to tie it up with this high-octane offense, this high-octane defense. You know, this team is 35th in the nation right now.
Yeah.
You know, they're 15-2 while playing top, 50, 60, 70 teams. Akina takes the ball down on the right side. Youngblood, great defense. Gives it up to Kale. Kale inside to Van Komen. Van Komen trying to get that, and he will get that foul. Will yell 3 points. That is his saying when he goes to the free throw line.
Seemed like kind of a weird call.
Yeah, it looked like a no call to me.
Yeah, I don't know. Matt, he kind of went up with 2 hands and then had his arms straight up and he jumped forward and the ball didn't fall in. So maybe from an angle we didn't see, he was pushed and that's why it went long. That's kind of what I would expect. But.
And Matt getting that one, giving the Vikings a 1-point lead.
Matt, pretty high free throw percentage.
Yeah, he is for a 7-4 guy. Vikings 41-40 with about 5:11 left in the game. Youngblood taking the ball. Picked up. Banks and Aquino right there. Youngblood gets into Harwood. Bryson Harwood gives it back out to Youngblood. Youngblood, turnaround. Mickelson, steal, no. Langston will get that ball off the tip from Mickelson. Jones drive inside. Someone's got to follow him.
Looked almost like a blown defensive possession, but Pleasant Grove switching quick and well. Not letting him get a shot off, except for maybe a deep 3 that had number 2. Did not want to put up.
And they're going to let Harwood have it about 10 feet behind the line. We'll set up a play, 4 corners. Are they going to hold the ball? Looks like what it's been. And now the coach is yelling, go, go, go.
That right there is sad to see. Manipulation of any rule is almost despicable in my opinion.
Youngblood gives it out to Langston. Langston to Tueller. Good switch around there. Through the legs, back and forth. Good yo-yo and great defense by Aquina. Tueller on the left side.
Looks like they're going to hold for a last shot. Geez, 3 minutes and 40 seconds left here in the fourth quarter.
Do you let them hold it? I mean, honestly, I know that it's close. I know that it's 1 point. Why hold it? I really honestly think they should just switch this rule. I really think they should.
They've been leading this whole game. Why are they doing this?
Now they're playing prevent. That just makes no sense to me. Yeah. Teams happy on the bench and the student sections. And now people are yelling, come on, let's go, let's do this, let's go. Tueller driving in on Van Komen. Will miss just straight off the backboard, no block, nothing.
Pretty bad miss, too.
Wow.
You'd think with the possession that lasted about a minute and a half, they'd be able to get a better shot than an airboard off the backboard.
Honestly, 3 minutes left, 41-40 is the score right now. Vikings up by 1. They're going to call a chip foul. I'm not sure what the foul was on Akina. They're going to call, I believe, a moving screen, maybe? I don't know.
That's going to be...
No, it'll be Viking ball still. I'm not sure what the call was.
Shooting. Oh, they're in bonus now.
Bonus. All right, I see that. I was so confused on what the foul was, though.
Yeah, I saw Matt backing up, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, I thought it was an offensive foul on the Vikings, but it looks like it'll be 1-1 for Akina. He'll make that one, 42-40. Akina ready to take his second of the game.
If I am being 100% honest with you right now and all our viewers and listeners, I had a lot of respect for Bingham before that last possession. That was
they've been playing him. They've been playing him so hard that I can't believe that they would resort to that. 43-40 as Akina gets that one with about 2:57 left in the game. Here's Toscano. Toscano inside. And trapped down in the corner. Banks will get the steal. And this student section, Vikings looking for momentum. Block, no foul. Youngblood, no foul on that one on Akina. Youngblood drive out to Toscana. And they're going to call Brown on a foul there.
That could be a travel, a reach, a jump. What is that? On the arm.
They're going to call it a reach in on Casey. That is his third of the game, but it's okay. We're only we have 2:33 left in the fourth quarter.
Casey liking that call as much as everybody else in here. Man, that kind of holding the ball up there, that prevent offense woke this crowd up a little bit.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I can only hope they regret that, because that was low.
Wow. They took a minute off the clock, and within the last minute, the Vikings have scored 2 points. And it's just been back and forth, but the Vikings are not able to get one call, basically. They got that one down, which got them 1-1 for Akina on the free throw line.
I'm sure you saw on ESPN a couple weeks ago whenever two schools in Florida decided to do that thing, and the score was 2-0 at the end of half because they didn't like the fact that there was no shot clock, and they were like, hey, let's exploit this.
Well, the thing is teams have been doing that for years. You got to remember I think it was Lone Peak and someone else. They held the ball for a whole half.
That's just.
And then they started playing.
Yeah, they got to change that. They got to fix something about that.
Out on Mickelson will go towards the band. And good defense there by Kale. 43-40, Vikings lead.
Kale with some nice anticipation and quick reflexes, just hitting that ball.
And Vikings do have a bonus right now, so any foul that they have will get called for them, but they are really close, only one foul away from a bonus. It is their possession if they get a jump, though. Youngblood, top of the key, 2:20, 2:19, counting down. 43-40 is still your score. And Jones, Akina looking for that reach, trying to get that steal. Goes around to the top of the key, and the Vikings get back. And the coaches and the team on the bench are trying to get this student section so hyped. And they are. Langston looking for three. Will give it to Harward. Harward inside. Van Komen block. Mickelson rebound. And he's going to take that one down. 3-point stance there worked for Mickelson as he was able to get around to the guys. Casey inside gives it to Matt. Matt with the dunk. 45-41, 37 left in the game.
Matt might have just gotten away with the travel there. He almost jumped up and then landed and then dunked it.
Oh man, Jones on that left side. Tries to dribble out, gives it to Youngblood, three. Good. 45-43, Vikings still up two.
See if Pleasant Grove can hold the ball for a minute and 16 seconds.
I bet that minor team is really regretting holding that ball for that minute. That might come back to bite them.
Getting the crowd into it, believe it or not, allowed, like, what's the word I'm looking for?
Momentum. Momentum. There's a lot of momentum that got to it.
Yeah, momentum in general, but just having a very loud group atmosphere.
There you go, atmosphere. That's what we're looking for.
Game. Like if you watched Philadelphia and St. Louis.
Yeah.
If you watched that game a couple weeks ago,
yeah.
or LA and St. Louis.
True.
In the NFL, whenever, any single time the Rams would line up to get a snap off, the stadium was so loud they couldn't hear it. They had to change their equipment to be able to fix the quarterback being able to hear the coach. So understandably, there's no quarterback listening to a coach through a helmet here in high school basketball. But it does make a big difference whenever you have a whole student section and fan section cheering at the top of their lungs, because they're pretty let down about the fact that you would hold the ball for a minute and a half.
And the thing is looking at the Bingham student section, you don't think it's a lot, but they're making just as much noise as the Vikings student section. That's kind of sad, seeing how many people we have here.
Up until that momentum shift, 10 real minutes ago.
Yeah.
3 in-game minutes ago. Pleasant Grove's student section has been pretty silent.
Yeah, for sure. 45-43 Viking lead with about 1:13 left.
Minute and 13 seconds left here.
Brown looking for a man straight in. That's Banks. Banks gives it to Brown. Brown dribbles around the wing. Gives inside. And a good, just straight up layup, 47-43. Viking lead by 4.
Looks like they're not going to go for that run the clock and just go for a layup.
Mickelson taking the ball down now.
Vikings going to steal there. Big steal.
Akina. Tuller ready for that defense, man. Akina drive inside. That one's good off the finger roll. 49-43. Smooth as silk on the finger roll for that one. 39 seconds.
Left here in the fourth quarter.
Youngblood takes the ball down. This crowd is getting loud.
6-point lead.
Tuller, 3, no good. Gets it off the back iron, but Jones with the putback. And the Miners will call a timeout. 49-45, 25.3 left. What do the Vikings need to do on defense to hold this Youngblood team?
Just keep playing the way they have been the second half. What was the score coming out of half, like 30?
32-28.
So that means the score being 49-45. Like, they just keep playing the defense. Chances are they're not going to be able to get a good shot off.
It's true. Man, I don't know why, but I love seeing like most of our student council in cheer uniforms, just like cheering. And it's just like hilarious. Like you'll notice Devin and Seth and Will and Isaac. Fran's not out there right now. That kind of sad, but Parker Madsen's over there. He's a part of the PGSN crew and supporting his nice little girlfriend there, Madeline, on the cheer team. Seth is just a funny guy. Great student body president. He really loves this Viking team.
I think both teams here are in bonus.
Yes, they are. Vikings have a foul to give before bonus, actually.
My bad. But all right, Pleasant Grove ball.
Brown. Full court defense from Mickelson, really close to that line, and we'll get it to Brown. 8 fouls for the Miners here. 22.3 left, 49-45 with Casey at the line. That's not the man that you want to pick to go to the line.
Not. I expected a little bit more of a keep away.
I mean,
they just kind of gave it to Casey and then let Casey take the foul. Which, I mean, if he is your best free throw shooter, let him do it. But there were a couple open men that he could have just dished it off to real easy.
It's true. Casey missing that one on a one-on-one. And they're going to call a reach-in, which will give the Miners a bonus.
Shoot in one-on-one. I think Vika has 4 now. If I'm right.
Jones taking his first from the line tonight. And every man is excited. There we go. Brown with the rebound. Langston, 3. Tries to get it. Harward inside. Coleman with the block. Missed shot. 7 seconds. And they're going to give it to the Vikings.
6.7 seconds left in the game. Vikings lead by 4.
49-45. 8 fouls for the Bingham Miners. That's a big deal. Viking student section yelling, "This game's over." And Van Komen with a foul, and he'll get that free points cheer back going where he likes it. 49-45, 4.6 left in the game.
Matt, push up, help us points per game after this not super stellar game from the field.
And none of these, I mean, I think this is the worst performance I've seen from the Vikings since probably last season.
Yeah.
They played really, really, really well up until the point of tonight. And, I mean, they might have that lucky 5-point lead with 4.6 left, and that's fine. And if they come out with this win, that's great, but they need to figure that out before they go to AAF on Friday.
Definitely. AAF being a team with Isaac Johnson. He's a top 50 recruit on ESPN's 100.
And he will be going to Oregon towards the end of the season. Tueller taking the ball in. Blocked by Matt. Clutch, game over. 51-45 is the Viking win. Oh, man. They came out with it. That's what matters. You know, they were down during the third quarter, during the second half for most of the time, and during the first half most of the time, but they were lucky to come out with this win. A lot of turnovers. What do you think so far?
You know, they're almost lucky to get this win tonight, I think. That was a pretty sloppy performance. Not getting a lot of open shots, a lot of turnovers. Defensively, just not playing very well, not affecting very many shots. I think those were Matt's first 2 blocks this entire game there in that last 2 minutes.
Yeah, and it was a hard-fought game. Both teams defensively were just really, really, really good. Just a really good team from Bingham. They should be happy with the game that they were able to play against this Viking team. And the Vikings were lucky to come out with a 6-point win.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say lucky. I don't want to. But they did not play the way that they're used to playing Viking basketball.
Until the end of the game, they wouldn't turn it on.
No, they wouldn't. And from Valhalla, we will come back to you on Friday at American Fork High School as the Vikings will take on the Cavemen. And we will see you later. I am Cade Forrest here with my partner.
Isaac Huddleston.
And we will see you next time. Thank you.